Hello, it's Bredroll here from Grim Reaper's Naval Ops, and hot on the heels of the latest series of Carrier Command 2 updates, I thought I would share a little video about one of the new features. So one of the things, in addition to various fixes for things like virtual reality, that we've had added to the game is the power to load a saved game on the dedicated server. So this is great for a number of reasons, but not least that you get to replay and share replaying saved maps where you've got, you're just about to embark on some action, or maybe you've edited the map like I've done, and you've added more units or changed your inventory and things like that, and you want to rerun that. It's also really good for community events if you want to have something like a sort of balanced, agreed PvP map where there's the right number of islands available and close by to both sides, and things like that. So in this video I will go over some really basic dedicated server setup. I'm not going to go anything to like port forwarding, because you can Google that kind of stuff. That's not too hard. So yeah, let's dive in. Of course, you'll need somewhere to run the game server. Now, you can run this on your own desktop. You need to do some port forwarding, of course, or you can run it on a hosted server, say something like AWS or Azure or some other cloud VPS type thing. You can actually run it on Linux and use Wine to run the server. I won't go into that one. I've done it, and I do that on one of my other servers. But I just want to go through Windows because it's available to pretty much everyone that's got the game, and it's not too difficult. I'm going to go through running this on a tiny little VM that's hosted at home. And it's at the other end of my living room, and basically it's a completely empty Windows machine, apart from it's got Steam and Carrier Command 2 on it. So of course the first thing you need to do, install Steam, authenticate with it, and then install the game. But once you've done that, we need to do a few little things to set up for a dedicated server. First thing that you need to do is you need to go and find the install folder for the game, and that's pretty easy. You fire up Steam, you go to the library, you find the game. So you need to open the game folder. We right click on the game, go to properties, then installed files, and up here browse. And here we go. This is my completely empty, not run a game server before Windows installation of Carrier Command 2, and you've got the executables and the app IDs and Steam DLLs and things. There's a couple of things we need to do first. We need to run the dedicated server to get it to generate the template configuration file. That's really easy. You can just double click on it and it'll run it. But I want to show you. You'll want the game up and running in a kind of console window, so you can see the logs of what's happening more easily, and if it closes you can still see it. So what you need to do is you need to hold down Shift, right click in the background of your window and click Open PowerShell Window here. And here we go. This gives you a nice command line window. So from in here we can run the dedicated server directly. So we just type /dedicated_server.exe and hit enter. Here we go. It's saying it failed to load the server config because there wasn't one, and it made a new one. And now we could hit Control-C now, and it will exit. You need to make sure you've actually stopped the server, because when it exits it writes the file again, because it has to update things like the band lists and stuff like that, and they're in the XML file. So if you find that you've made some edits while the server's running and then stop the server, all your edits will disappear. So just make sure you've stopped it first. Okay, so I've opened up our server config.xml, and I've set the server underscore name attribute to ground underscore command, which is going to be the name of our new dedicated server. And it's a pretty simple format, so we'll just go, I'll just type and you'll sort of see how it should evolve. For each mod we want to add, we need to add a mod tag, and we need to tell it the path to the folder that the mod is in using the value attribute. So to find what you need to put in this value thing, you need to find out where your mod is in the folder that contains it. And the best way of doing this is to go to the Steam game, the game folder, and you go up a couple of directories. So you go up to Steam, and then you go to Steam Apps, and then go to Workshop. And there we go, and that's the Carrier Command 2 one. I know that because that's the only game I've got installed on this machine, so just double click in there and you'll see hundreds and hundreds, well every single workshop item you subscribe to, you'll see these numbers. And it's not very easy to find exactly which one it is. You could double click and go into each folder and look at the mod.xml file and find the name of the mod, but if you've got loads of them, that just doesn't work. So the easiest way of doing this is to hop on back over to Steam and go and search for the mod you want. So yeah, let's just go and do that. So I want the Albatross AWACS with the UI Enhancer mod. Let's go to the workshop and just going to go and search for it. Right, here we go. It's this first one here on the left. So the number I want, if I click on it, will be the number up here in this address bar. So that number up there. So we want to use that same folder in the Windows Explorer thing and copy the path and put that in our XML file. So let's go find it. Go sort it by name. Here we go. So just to double check, I would open the mod.xml file and have a quick look in there just to make sure it's the one you want. Yep, there we go, Albatross AWACS by Thumblegudget. Okay, so what we need to do now, we need to copy the path to the folder that this thing is in. So we right click up here and then right click and go copy, and we're going to put that in our XML file as the value for the mod. There you go, don't forget to save it. And now we should be able to go and start the dedicated server again. Now you should know right away, yeah, there we go, it says enabled mod and gives the path that we just added. And if you wait a bit longer just to make sure you've got the right thing, it should say, yep, found 29 modded files. So that's great, that means it's serving our modded files, and we've got our new server name up here as well. Okay, now if like me you're hosting this at home, you'll find that at this point other people on the internet and your friends can connect to the server, but you can't. So I believe it's something to do with when the server starts, it talks to Steam, and Steam works out what the IP address of the server is and adds that to the server list. Now, if you connect to that address and you have port forwarding, well, port forwarding generally only works from outside your router, not really on inside. So you have to connect directly using one of the little known command line options for the game. So we'll just show you how to do that. And now I'm going to run carrier command and tell it to directly connect using the plus connect command line option. So that should launch carrier command 2 and directly connect to the join page for the server. So let's join and check that our mod has been loaded. Okay, so yep, this looks like the UI enhancer holo map. So that's great. Now that we have the dedicated server up and running, we want to get it to load one of our saved games. So I've got one that I want to try out here, and if I go to the load save games, it's called Ground Command. Now it's the second one in this list, but that isn't that doesn't help us find the things. You need to be able to find these files on your desktop machine, and it's the same as finding them on your desktop as finding on the dedicated server if you've got Steam set up, because these are all Steam cloud saves. So we need to find the program directory on the dedicated server and look for the save called Ground Command. But before we do that, I need to shut down the server so that when we edit the save file, it doesn't get overwritten when the server exits. So I have a new Explorer window up here. I need to go to my app data folder, and the easiest way to do that is to click on the address bar thing here and type %appdata%. So we want to find our GRNO 2 app data folder, and in here is all the saves and any of our local mods. So this is on the server, so there shouldn't be any local mods. What we want to look for in here is the persistent data file. This is like an index for all of your named saves to the slot folders in the save games folder. So let's just open that up in Notepad. Here we go. We can see all these numbers that are the slot file, all of these slot numbers and times and things, and we just need to scroll down this list until we see one that says display name for the save that we want to use. So here we go. Slot 19 is Ground Command. So we know to look in slot 19. Right, so now we need to copy this. We need to keep this open. We're going to copy this to our save games directory on the dedicated server. So just leave that there for a minute. I'm going to go back to the dedicated server folder. And in here we need to make a couple of folders. First of all, we need to make a saved_games folder. And inside this you can have any number of folders you like, but we're going to make one today that's just the name of our save, which is the name that we're going to put in the XML file in a minute. So I'm just going to say GC just to save the typing for this one. Into this folder we will need to copy our slot 19 save file. Okay, once that's copied, you just need to now, last step is to go to the XML file, the server config XML file, and use the name of the folder inside the save games folder that we added. So for us that's GC. So remember to save, and now we can start the server up again. You won't see any indication in the logs of it using the save game file, so you'll just have to reconnect and know what to see that's different from a normal game. So probably it'll be that your carrier's already launched when you join. So let's try and do that. Let's close our desktop carrier command and reconnect to the server again. Okay, this looks like it's worked. We'll join the server. The carrier is launched. And we have our own custom map. So I hope you find this helpful, and I look forward to seeing lots more custom map dedicated servers. Thank you for watching.